Hello there and welcome back to ADcraft. Today I'm going to be showing you how to build this fantastic Cyberpunk Neo-Japanese style build in your world, and there is a full world download available for this and all the other builds in the series, which I'll be telling you about later, so don't go anywhere and let's get on with the video. Here's the materials list for the build. You may need some more of the first few items as we build everything and then pop out the windows. The first thing to do is to lay out the floor plan for the build, so pause the video now and make sure you've got everything in the right place. It is 18 by 15 and the height of the build at its highest point is 22 blocks. We're going to come here to this grey concrete section and we're going to come up 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and we're going to build this all the way around on this grey section. Now you will need some more of each of these blocks than are on the block count just so that you can fill in the main areas, and then we'll knock out windows and doors, etc. With the grey wall in place, we're going to come in and we're going to start placing sea lanterns. Now for these 3 positions we're going to place them up to the same height as the wall, so 7 blocks. For this one in the middle at the front, we're going to do exactly the same. And for these ones at either side, so on this side and on this side, they're going to come up 4 blocks in total. So we'll put all of the sea lanterns in and then we'll go around putting the andesite in. All the way around this section, we're going to go up a total of 16 blocks. Now we're going to take this out and we're going to bring this an extra 4 blocks out. So 2, 3, 4, and this will line up then with that sea lantern. We're then going to bring this all the way to the back and connect this up at the top. And where we've got this box now, we're going to bring this all the way down to level with the top of this section here. So from here across, and again all the way around in line with this. Next we're going to come here level with this wall once we've built this box, and this block here and these blocks we're going to take out and we're going to put a line of sea lanterns going right the way across, not touching this though. And then we're going to build up using some polished black stone, and we're going to come across the other way and we're going to bring this round so it wraps around these sea lanterns like so. On each of these 4 pillars, this one, and then reversed for these 2 pillars as well. What we're going to start by doing is we're going to place 2 black stone here and a black stone on top of this. We're then going to place a black stone out here, and we're going to place a stair on top of that, a stair facing that, 1 more black stone underneath this stair, another stair just coming out level with this, and then finally a slab on top of that. So we've got what is a slab, and then stair, stair, stair increase in this. So yeah, we do this on all of those 4 pillars. With those in place, for the final pillar, we just do this end section. So we put 1 on top, 2 out with a slab here. Taking some dark prismarine, we're going to place some stairs and we're going to go down 3 stairs. They're all going to be the right way up, and we're going to fill this into the edge of the build like so. I'm going to do that on both sides. Make sure they are the right way up, of course, and fill that in, and then you can place them on top easily. Now we're going to deal with the roof, and in the middle at the center we're going to place a redstone block, and then we are going to place a stair and then a stair. And then underneath that, going down a half block, we're going to go slab and slab and slab. We're also going to fill this in right the way through. So it's slab, slab, slab. And then we've got a stair here and a stair here, which takes us up to this. So with these touching, that's where we want it. And just fill in the rest of the roof all the way through, right the way to that grey section. Inside the build, we're going to now fill in this little gap with the andesite. So where we've got the block here, we're going to build across, and then we're just going to mirror the roof as it comes up level with this. To finish off the Japanese section, at first we're going to come in here and we're going to place some prismarine blocks across in each of these gaps. Now to the door, we're going to take some stripped acacia wood and we're going to fill this all the way up on both sides of the door, with an upside down prismarine stair here and a warped door in the middle. So there we go. Either side of that door we're going to place some warped signs. We don't need to write anything on them. And then either side of those we're going to place a blackstone stair. And now we're going to decorate this by placing some acacia trapdoors and make sure they get the same orientation whichever way around you do it. all the way up in front of these sea lanterns. Now, once we've done that in front of the sea lanterns here, we're also going to do that on the sea lanterns at the edges of the build. And then the last thing to do for each of these gaps, which are exactly the same, is we're going to put some blackstone stairs either side, so we can place those in all of the gaps where we've got the blackstone. I'll just show you once. We've got the acacia that's stripped going here. We've got some prismarine walls going across the top, and then we just fill in the gap with some cyan stained glass panes with some more warped signs in between. For this section at the end, just finish it off with a couple of red nether brick slabs and also the acacia trapdoors, and then you'll get the finished Japanese, neo-Japanese section here. What we're then going to do is we are going to come up one block, and from the corner we're going to knock all of these out right the way, so we've got a 2 gap here, and we're going to go up 4, and we're going to replace this entire space so it's 4 high and right the way across here all the way along with some sea lanterns, because this is going to be a big glowing sign all the way around. And we're also going to bring this round this other side, so there's a 2 gap at the edge here, so 2 blocks in, 4 blocks high, and just fill in this entire section, this billboard, with some sea lanterns. Around this sign we're going to put a barrier, so what we're going to do is we're going to place 2 blackstone blocks here. We're going to place a polished blackstone stair on either side. Then we're going to place one there and one there. So we've got this pattern. Then we're just going to run a line of these all the way along. And we're going to do exactly the same that we did on the other side on this side here. So we've got a stair and a stair with 2 blocks. And then an upside down stair and a right way up stair. And then just continue to link that up. We're going to add some futuristic letters on the sign. You can either copy how I'm doing this or just freestyle it yourself. So we're going to be using the blackstone now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to place 3 stairs like that. Then upside down here we're going to place a stair with a slab and a slab like this, so you've got some nice letter shapes. And then here let's just go something like this with, say, a line here, and then again, just like I say, I am freestyling this, so we will just add another one here like so. And then on this corner we want the last blocks to stick out, so if we have something like that on this side with this here, then you get some nice futuristic letters, and you can kind of mix and match those in any way that you like. I made a slight change to the pattern, so if you wanted to copy it, that's what it now looks like. But now we're going to go into the build, and the thing that we're going to do is we're going to come up 1 block, and we're going to knock out a 2 high window in between these sea lanterns, and we're going to do that on both sides. Then we're going to leave 1 block, and we're going to knock out another 2 high window in between. What we're then going to do is we're going to take some quartz bricks and place them between the sea lanterns wherever we've got the exposed grey concrete, not including the top though, because that's going to be where the flooring is. And then we're going to take some grey carpet, and we're going to double this carpet up across on the window ledge like this, all the way across. And then we're going to take some cyan stained glass and fill in here like this, so not up to the top, but again just covering the windows, and we'll do that on the all of the window gaps. To finish this area, we're going to take some smooth stone blocks and fill in between these sea lanterns. Now outside this we're going to add in some fences, and we're going to use the iron bars to do that, with each of the corners being a black stone wall like this. So we're going to have that all the way around this little courtyard area. Then just some random intervals probably here, and probably the same on the other side here. We're just going to add a couple of observers just as a decorative block, and we're going to add an air conditioner. So we've got 4 bone blocks that we're going to put like this, and then we're going to place our jungle trapdoors like this, so that looks a bit like an air conditioner just stuck onto the side of the building. The final thing on this particular section is we're going to take some smooth stone slabs this time, and fill this level in, and that's going to take us to this here. Now we're going to knock out a doorway, and there's going to be a doorway here, and then we're also going to knock out a nice long window going right the way around this corner like this. The next step is to get all of the floors into the build. So the first thing that we're going to do is mark out the floor levels. So this is obviously the ground floor. Then the next floor is going to be up here, level with the bottom of this, and this is going to be a bottom slab. And then obviously we're going to come up level with this, is going to be the next floor level. And so that's where the next one's going to be, and we're going to carry that all the way through here, covering these up, so it also becomes the ceiling of the floor beneath. And the final one is going to be up here. So this one again is going to be a floor that works out here. And what we're going to do for the stairs for all of those is all of them are going to start here. And what we're going to do is we're going to step up with some of the blocks. We're going to step up half a slab at a time and just work our way up to this where we've got a 2x2, so it's going to be a 2x2 stair, and then we're going to continue this up until we reach the next level of the floor, which is going to be here. And then obviously we fill this all in right the way through the build, right the way into this front portion as well. And then once we've done that, we can obviously know that this is the right level, and we will then carry this on. So this is where the next set of stairs is going to be coming up. So it's going to be coming up from here. So all of this will be filled in. And the next set of stairs will be there, and we can take that out and place this. And again, we might need to just put some temporary blocks in place so that we can place these stairs. And these are kind of a floating stair design. And then we get up to this level, and then that's your platform again in the same way as the other one was. And we step up here, and we keep stepping up, and then the last one goes just here underneath, and then this all connects up as well. And so just fill in those floors. Now with these stairway bits, obviously you can fill in as far as this, but you don't want to bash your head as you go down. So make sure that you leave the entrance ways open for each of the stairs. The same here, you can bring this out like so, but you want to be able to get up and down the stairs without getting stuck. With all the floors in place, we are going to come out to this area here, and where we've knocked out this window, what we're actually going to do is we're going to take out another layer of blocks here, and we're going to place some upside down andesite stairs like so in here. We're also going to knock out the one above this doorway. And speaking of doorway, we're going to place a door in here, so it's going to be a warped door. Then in all of these gaps, right the way up too high, we're going to place some grey stained glass this time, rather than the cyan that we've used before. Now, still on this particular section, when we get down here, we get into this little section in the roof of the Japanese bit, and what we're going to do is we're just going to fill in some blocks here to make everything a little bit neater. So we're going to bring this across, and we're going to bring it across so it's in line with this. So we've got a little cubby hole here, and we're going to do the same here and here, just so that we can bring that out and that we can fill this in, just so it looks a little bit neater. And then you've just got like whatever you want to put in this section here. For the roof, we're going to come in and we're going to go so that we've got a bottom slab. We're going to fill all of this in right the way through with the smooth red sandstone. So fill all of that in, and then we've got some of the decoration on the roof as well. What we're going to do first of all is we're going to come in with some more of the smooth sandstone slabs, and we're going to place a 2x2 there with some blast furnaces facing into each other on top, and then shift clicking some rails on top of those. Next to that, we're going to have an S shape again of the smooth sandstone, just so it's one block from the edge. We're going to place polished blackstone walls on top. We're going to place two more on top here and one on top here. On this side and this side, we're going to place a fence with an end rod on top. Then on this side, we're going to come out one, and we're going to come up one, and then place sorry, that one should be a fence like that with another one of these on top, and on top like that. So we've got a nice high section. Then we've got one iron bar here with an end rod on top, and then finally we've just got a fence with an end rod on top here, which gives us a really nice design for the antenna. Now we're going to connect these up using some of the nether brick walls, like so, because these are like big cables that are going to connect everything up. And what we're going to do, shift clicking into the side of that, we're also going to bring this round like this to the edge of this big sign, so it looks like it's also powering the sign itself. Using the nether brick walls, we're also going to start connecting up some of these items. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring some nether brick walls down here, and again, there's no necessary pattern for this. You can have it coming in front of the windows if you want, or not. It's entirely up to you. I'm just putting these in where I think that they look good. So this is then going to go into the bottom of this, into the unit here, and then we're also going to have one coming through to the side here, all the way down to the ground and round here like this. So we'll just bring that down to the ground. What we're going to do is we are going to come in one block from each side. We're going to place a black concrete, then we're going to come across two and place another black concrete, then we're going to come across one more and place a black concrete here. Now what we're going to do is take all of these black concrete lines right the way down to the ground, or wherever the andesite stops. So we're not going to replace the sea lanterns because we still want those, but anywhere where we have got these andesite blocks, we want to replace them with the black concrete. And I've just knocked out a on that. There we go. So we'll do that all the way around. We're also going to do the same on this back wall, and it's going to be here. So one block in, right in the middle of this. So you've got a 2-block gap and then another black concrete and another black concrete there. So you have 3 lines running down this back, and then mirroring what we had on the other side. You can see it through that hole. We're going to come in. It's going to be a 2 and then a 1 gap here. The final one is we mirror exactly what we did on the other side. And so it's going to be 2 and 2 and 2 like this. And literally, as I say, just replace any of the andesite that you can see in this line. With all of these black lines in place, it's already making this andesite box look considerably more interesting. So the next stage that we're going to do is on all of these 2 wide gaps. So we've got 2 wide gap here, 2 wide gap there, and 2 wide gaps here in this section. Obviously not interfering with the sign itself. We're going to knock out all of these blocks in between, just the andesite blocks. I'll just show you it first here, and then I'll show you how it all looks when it's done. So all of these are going to be knocked out. And then starting at the top or the bottom, we're going to take some polished andesite stairs. We're going to place 2 polished andesite stairs. Then we're going to place 2 face down and 2 more face up. So the pattern is going to be where you've got one that's upside down, one that's the right way up, upside down, right way up, so on and so forth, all the way down the build. And we're going to put the grey stained glass in between. On the back, it will look like this when it's filled in. On this side with the big sign, all I've done is only added one of the windows because otherwise they'd be obscured by these, and I've just used the full polished andesite blocks there. And then also down to the bottom there, I've just used a half window just so it fits in. I've done a very similar thing on the other side where you've only got half a gap. I've used the full blocks alongside the same window pattern to come up the side, and then as soon as it spreads out, we move into the normal pattern itself. For the other sections that we've got in between these blacks, so these 1 wide sections and the sections on the front there, we're literally just going to replace all of the andesite with the polished andesite, just so it's got that similar look and just a little bit of breaking up the consistent color. So on here again, we just place the andesite wherever we can see these full blocks like this, and also it would be down in this space as well, so just to fill it in here like so. Now if you did want, you could can keep it going around like this, so you actually include the full blocks. I mean, that's quite a nice touch in itself, so it's entirely up to you. And then the last bit we'll fill in is this one. One final step before we're finished is we're going to take some iron trapdoors. We're going to place them here at the top, just above, so they are at the bottom of that block, and you'll see why in a second. We're just going to put those all the way around the build. Obviously we can't there because there's a pipe in the way, but what we're then going to do is get our end rods, and we're going to, not that, place against each of these the end rods going down, and this will add some more detail and some lighting. And we're going to carry on those end rods, including down here, to the point where it connects up with the bottom of this, or in the case of this we just carry it on from here so it ties in, and just, yeah, wherever we've got these, we'll take the end rods right the way down to the ground itself, with the iron trapdoors in place, and this should line up, and then we've got 1 and 2 and just the final one here. So at the bottom of each of the pillars you will have a bit that looks like this, where you've got one single end rod, and that's just because it's an odd number height build. With the default textures on, you can see that the build still works absolutely perfectly. The texture pack I use is Vanilla BD and that's just an HD version of these default textures. So yeah, I think it looks great, and all of my builds will work whether you use a default texture pack or not. But now I'm going to pop the Vanilla BD back on and show you the build in shaders. As you can see, the build itself looks great when you put the shaders on, and the shaders that I'm using are Seuss Renewed shaders, my current favourite shader for daytime builds, and it also looks fantastic at night. So I'll stick on the nighttime in a second and show you how it really does come to life. Now, I haven't done an interior for this build, or in fact any of the Cyberpunk builds in the series. We've got quite a few now building up in this city, but I will be doing some useful hints and tips coming up shortly, so let me know if there are any things that you'd like to see in terms of Cyberpunk builds going forward. This is the smallest one that I've done so far, but now I'm going to show you the nighttime, and that's when this whole city really comes to life. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the build. If you have, let me know in the comments. Do leave a like on the video, it really does help the channel. And above all, if you have enjoyed it, make sure that you do subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can find out about any other builds as soon as I post them. Also check out any other videos in this Cyberpunk series. This is the smallest that I've done so far, but there are some pretty big, pretty impressive builds that you can look at in the other videos, so make sure that you do go and check those out after you've finished watching this. So all that's left to be said is thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it as much as I have, and I will see you next time on ADcraft. Bye!